When I started this page, I didn't really have an image in mind. I only knew I wanted to work in layers and with limited color palette. Hey everyone, I'm Sana Asad. I'm a certified holistic art therapy practitioner, mixed media artist, and founder of Wild About Art Studio based in Bahrain. Today I'm taking a little break from my 14 days, 14 feelings series. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to post the rest of the episodes. I will be. And if you're new on my channel, you can check the playlist of 14 days, 14 feelings. I only wanted to work today with layers. And maybe that's why this process has started to feel so personal. Because our lives are layered too. We carry pieces of where we came from, old memories, family stories, places, relationships, things people said to us, things we once believed about ourselves. Some layers are beautiful, some are messy. So we would rather cover completely. But when I work in my journal, I don't always want to erase those older layers. So for this journal spread, all you need is whatever you have: newspaper, collage, Mod Podge, and your journal. So I began with collage, torn papers, some old painted papers, images if you want, texture, nothing needed to match perfectly. And while I'm building these layers, in the other room, my daughter is taking crochet classes, so you might be hearing someone chatting in the background. So just ignore that. Something else is happening beyond the visual part of this page. Working with our hand gives the brain a different type of information. We are touching, tearing, placing, pressing, brushing, and repeating. Art making can engage sensory, motors, emotional, and cognitive system at the same time, which is one reason creative process can feel regulating and observing. Many times people ask me how art can heal, how art can help me. And I always tell them, experience it by yourself. You will know it. I'm simply using old papers, leftover scrap papers. You don't need beautiful supplies. You could use a photocopy or an old letter, a piece of packaging, handwriting, or even photographs if you want the page to become more autobiographical. And I think collage is particularly interesting because you are physically deciding this stays, this get covered, this moves, this become part of something new. And in therapeutic art making, that can become a gentle way of externalizing experience. Instead of having to explain everything in words, you can arrange fragments and begin giving them some kind of visual relationship. Collage has even been used in life story work to help people explore autobiographical memories and representation of self. This kind of a journaling and this kind of an art making cannot be taught. This come intuitively, this come naturally. Yes, we can use an art prompt to revolve around the same series, but every individual will create something different. You can never copy your own page again. Something I hear often is, can you teach me art journaling? I want to make pages like yours. And I completely understand that people, when we watch an art journal videos on YouTube, Skillshare, Instagram, or any other platform, we naturally look at the finished page and think, I want mine to look like that. But this is something I really want you to remember. Even if you follow somebody's tutorial exactly, step by step, your page is probably never look exactly like theirs. And that is not because you did it wrong. Your hands are different, your materials are different, your paper available to you are different. The colors you reach for are different. And most importantly, the experiences you are bringing to that page are completely different. So instead of looking at the instructor's finished artwork and judging yourself, why doesn't my look like that? Why can't I do this properly? Try asking a different question. What is happening in my own process? Because sometimes we become so focused on producing something beautiful that we completely miss what the making is actually giving us. Now here, after using the Mod Podge and giving the layers with my scrap papers, now it's time for me to do some coverage with acrylic paint. I'm going with this peach, white, brown and black. I just want to make it very muted, earthy colors. So just feel free to add the colors wherever you want. And something happened in the studio today that remind me of this. My daughter is taking crochet class at the moment, and whenever somebody new joins one of our workshops or classes, we normally ask a very simple question. What brought you here? Why did you want to learn this? And people give us all kind of answers. I've always wanted to learn crochet or painting or punch needle or silk painting. I want a new hobby and I want to make something for myself. But today I overheard one of the students answering that question, and she said very simply, for me the process is more important than the product. I just want to enjoy the process. And I actually stopped for a moment because I teach creative practices all the time, and yet is not something I hear people say very often. Most of us have been trained to think about the outcome. What am I making? Will it be good? Or recently, just another experience. Recently, we had a sewing class, and the ladies, young adults in their 20s, they just came to learn how to sew a pouch, zipper pouch with quilted fabric. And when I asked them, is it the first time? And they all said, yes, we never touched the sewing machine. And instead of embracing the process, some of them were focusing on my lines are not straight. When you are learning something new, this is often the point where another voice starts coming in. I'm not good enough. I don't know what I'm doing. Mine doesn't look like hers. I'm a perfectionist, so I need to know exactly what I'm going to create before I begin. And sometimes we call that procrastination. But procrastination is not always about being lazy. Sometimes the standards we have created in our head is so high that beginning feel uncomfortable. If I believe that the page has to be beautiful, meaningful, and perfectly composed, then suddenly an empty journal page feel like something I can fail at. Research on perfectionism has connected those very high standards and fear of imperfection with avoidance and procrastination. And this is where practice becomes really important. When you repeatedly practice a skill, your brain is not simply collecting finished artworks, it is learning the movement, the decisions, and the relationships between what you see and what your hand does. Research on motor learning shows that repeated practice can produce functional and structural changes in the brain, part of what we call neuroplasticity. At the beginning, every decision might feel conscious. Which paper? Where should I put it? What color? Is it too much? Should I cover it? What mark should I make? So here, after having a little bit of here and there splash of colors, now I'm just trying to see what I can see in between the spaces. I just felt to add a line, and then the line turned into the tree. Here I am just noticing the shapes in between that area. Don't make your first journal to prove that you are good at art journaling. Make your first page to learn how you art journal. Fill it. Let some pages be beautiful. Let some be strange. Let some feel unfinished. Let there be pages you absolutely love and pages you never want to show anybody. Because the purpose of the first journal is practice. And then, when you reach to the end, go back to the beginning. Look at your first spread. Then look at the last one. Ask yourself, what became easier? What started happening naturally, and what choices did I stop overthinking? I can almost assure you that when you open the next journal, you will approach that first journal completely different. Not necessarily because you suddenly become a better artist overnight, but because now your hand have experience, your eyes have experience. You have already torn the pages, mixed the color, made the ugly marks, covered things up. Change your mind and discover what you like. Your brain has evidence now. I have done this before. I think this is my 8th or 9th journal. I will show you one day my journals. Some of them are still not completed. But just think about what you are doing is helping you to heal. What you are making is helping you to reflect. Ask yourself, where do I want to take this page today? And that is where your own creative language began to appear. Here, if you notice, I'm just simply adding different marks, different repetitive lines. As you may have noticed that I always come back to the repetitive marks because there is a science behind it. And the science is very simple. There is a research showing that art making can reduce anxiety and stress, and one study even found significantly lower cortisol after 45 minutes of visual art making. So not just 5 minutes or 2 minutes or 10 minutes. It takes time. It's not a magic pill. For me, it's not about saying making these marks and your anxiety will disappear. It's much simpler than that. When your hand is repeating a movement, black, brown, line, dots, another line, small line, large line, I'm giving myself permission to stop solving the page. I'm not asking, what should I draw next? Is this beautiful? Is this correct? I'm just responding. And slowly, the repetitive movement can pull you into a more focused state where you become absorbed in what your hands are doing rather than constantly judging the result. So here I am, almost done with my quick art journal page after almost a month or maybe more than that. I think the last journal page I posted in the month of May. June or maybe June, I think July I skipped. I was not able to do it. I'm not able to manage my time because there's summer camp going on, and July was the time when the summer camp was in full swing, and then suddenly the sirens and the alerts started again. But then now everything is back to normal. So I thought now it's time for me to do some journaling and share the process with you all. It's a very simple page. If you get a chance, don't forget to share your process through Instagram, hashtag Art Therapy with Sana, or share it on school. Join my school membership. You can join freemium as well as you can join the paid one to enjoy the different classes over there. You can also buy individual classrooms. And don't forget to join our 14 days, 14 feelings series, which we have already, I think we have almost done with 6 episodes, and now the leftover will be coming very soon. I'm already working on this, but I need a little break because sometimes even while I'm making the content with those feelings and reflecting, they become heavy. So I need that break. So don't forget to comment, subscribe to my channel, like the video, and share it with someone who might need it today. Till next time, take care of yourself and keep creating.